size 12 kimono. My bust is a size 14, but I just had to put it on for you guys to see how the finishing on my body. If this is what you learn how to make, I would want you to stay to the end of the tutorial, from the cutting to the sewing, so that you can see how it is being made step by step. Yeah, we're going to be using 1/2 inch for our starting line. The length of this dress is 60 inches. I'll be using a shoulder of 17 inches, but I'll make it 19 because it's a free kimono. Then her chest line, I'll be using 9 inches for her chest line. There's no need for breast points, so I'll be using 9 inches for her chest line. Then I'll be using 16.5 inches for her waist length. Then for her hip, I'll be using 26 inches. Then the rest is the full length. So let me repeat the lines here so I can get a straight line. So whatever I have on the shoulder, I'll repeat it on the chest line. So I did 9 inches here. I'll put the same 9 inches on the chest line. Yep. Then I'll be using a neck width of 4 inches. For the back depth, I'll do 1 inch. So let's connect our 9 inches together like this. So we have 1 inch for our shoulder slope. So after the 1 inch here, you connect it to the neck width like this. So whatever we now have left here I have 8 inches divided by 2, so that we can form our armhole. So from here, I'll be going in by 1/2 inch like this. Then you connect to this place. For the round bust measurement, a round bust is 41 inches. Yeah, but it's a kimono, it's not meant to be too tight, so I'll be adding 3 inches on all her measurements. So for a bust of 41 inches, I'll add 3 inches to it. That is 44. So 44 divided by 4, we have 11. So this is the 11 inches here. Then I'll just put 1.5 for sewing allowance. So now let's connect it now to our armhole like this. Now on the waist measurement, our waist is 34 inches. 34 plus 3, so we have 37. 37 divided by 4, 37 divided by 4 equals to 9.25. So you put your 9.25 here. I added 1.5 inch allowance and I connect it to the chest line. Then for the hip, I did the hip is 42 plus 3 inches, we have 47 divided by 4, that is 11.75. This is 11.75 plus sewing allowance. Then whatever we have on the hip, you repeat the same thing on the full length of the dress. So we will now connect. Then we'll connect from the hip to the waist like this, then from the waist to the chest line. So this is our line. Then from the hip, we take it down to the full length of the kimono. Guys, we'll be cutting the back neck first. We use a neck width, that's the wideness of the neck, we use 4 inches. Then for the back, I'll be making use of 1 inch. So you connect it like this. So now we have our back neck ready. So we'll be cutting the back neck before the front. After cutting the back neck, then we'll remove the back aside. Then we'll now work on the front neck. So this is how you cut. I'll be adding 1/2 inch for joining. let me notch my waist, and I'll notch the hip so that when I'm joining, I know that all my notches, aligned together. So this is how you remove the back. So we are left with the front now. I'll have to pin this because it keeps moving. Now, on your chest line here, you come out by ½ inch, the way I'm doing like this. From the ½ inch here, you take it to our neck width here of 4 inches, like this. From this ½ inch here, you just take it like a V to your waistline here. You try and blend it up so that there will be no sharp edge here. Can you see what we did? From the neck width here, I measured ½ inch. You connect it to the ½ inch. From this ½ inch here, then to the waistline. From here, we'll just open it up to the end. So look at how I'm doing it. From here, I'll just open it all the way down. So this is the back. Can you see how it is? Then the next thing now is to join it from the shoulder with ½ inch. You join here too on the shoulder with ½ inch. I finished turning, joining the shoulder, the back and the front to the back. Yeah, this is the shoulder. I join with ½ inch each. Then I also sew the seam allowance inside with the 1.5 seam allowance I left when I was drafting. Now the next thing is I'll be cutting a band of 2.5 inches wide. Yes, I've already ironed it. I ironed it with paper gum. Yeah. I've also run a stitch on it just to secure it down. When you open it, it's 5 inches, but unfold is 2.5. I'm going to be joining the band like this. This is the down part. So you take it like this, back side, like the right side, facing right side. So you're going to be sewing with ½ inch. By the time we sew, it will now come like this. Can you see it? Yeah, so we'll be sewing it like that all the way to the other side, the other full length. I have finished attaching the band to the dress. Let's cut our sleeve now. I'll be cutting the sleeve length of 22 inches because our total sleeve length is 24. Yeah, but because I'll be attaching a band also at the edge, at the down part of the sleeve, so that is why I'll be cutting 22 inches. I'll just add 1 inch for joining at the top part, then ½ inch for attaching it to the band. Yeah, so I have 23 inches here. Now this sleeve is folded into 4 because I'll be cutting the two sleeves together, so it's folded into 4. I have a tutorial on how to cut a basic sleeve here, but because this is a kimono, that is why I'm repeating the sleeve here. Now I'll be using 4.5 as her cap height. Cap height is where you put your round sleeve measurements. Okay, this is the 4.5. Her round sleeve is 16 inches. That is 8. So I'll put the 8 inches like this. Then plus 1 inch for seam allowance. On the edge here, this side, the way you're seeing like that, like this, I'll mark 4 inches like this. In between the 4, we have 2. That's 4 divided by 2, we have 2. So you indicate your 2 like this. So on this 4 inches here, you come down by 1 inch like this. You can now connect from this 1 inch to the 2 inch to the upper part of the 2 inch here. The way I am doing like this, I hope you are seeing it because the material is slippery and it has too many colors. Okay, like this. So from this 1 inch, you connect to the 8 inches you have here. Can you see the way I curve it? It's like this, down like this, then to the 1 inch here. So I have a total of 8 inches here, but I want the down part of the sleeve to be a little bit wider than the up. I think I'll be making use of 10 inches here plus 1 inch seam allowance. That is 11. So now let's connect it. It will have a little bit of flare, just a little flare. I don't want it too much. So now we can now cut our sleeve. Look at the way I'm cutting, because I'm just going to start cutting like this. This is the 2 inches here. Then from this 2, you take it like this to the 1 inch here. So from the 1 inch, then you start taking it to the 8 inch like this. From the 8 inch, you just go like this to your seam allowance. Then here, you extend it down to the sleeve length. So our sleeve is ready. On this upper part here, just notch the 2 so that it just show, you indicate where you are attaching to the shoulder joining. So this is one sleeve and this is the second sleeve. I cut a band of 2.5 inches on fold. When you open it up, I've already gummed it with paper gum. So when you open it, it is 5 inches. When you close it, it's 2.5. The same band I cut for the dress. Yeah. Now I'm going to use a stitch to secure it down. Then I'll be sewing it to the sleeve. So back side like this, like the right side facing the good right side also of the sleeve. You're going to sew, then you will now turn like this. So after turning like this, that way you can now join the 2 together, your sleeve. Yeah, I now sew on the seam allowance, extending to the band like this. You sew on the seam allowance all the way down with the 1 inch seam allowance we left when we're drafting the sleeve. So we'll do that for the two sleeve. Then I will also join it to the armhole of our dress. After that, our kimono will now be ready. Our kimono is ready. Can you see? It is very beautiful. It is very beautiful. This is the sleeve. This is our sleeve. Then this is the second sleeve. Now I have a belt for it so that my clients can tie it like this at the waist side.